Filming from Gen Con 2019, here is Marco at the booth of IDW. I'm here with Spencer, who has agreed to tell us a little bit about a new release called the Towers of Arkhanos.
Yeah, so Towers of Arkhanos is a dice drafting and placement game. So as players play, they pull a number of dice out of the bag depending on the number of players. They roll them, and then using their school of magicians and wizards, they pick the dice up and place it into the towers. As you play, the towers get taller, and on some of the things like the scoring changes as the tower gets taller. So one particular position becomes worth more as the tower gets taller because it's equal to the number of floors. So when at the beginning of the game, the first floor, it only generates 1 point, but by the end of the game, it's generating 4, 5, 6 points. Drafting is a very big part of the game, so the important part is doing things like knowing where you're placing, like are you going to play a die that's going to help you or potentially harm another player, because you obviously want to be a bit more cutthroat about like how you're placing your die. There's also these meeples that count influence. As floors are completed, the meeples are counted up to see who has the most influence, and completing floors scores you big swings and points. As you see here, as they complete a floor, you flip over a new die, you flip over a new tower face, and create the second level.
From the stack here?
From the stack here. The center tower is always neutral. It will take any kind of die, any number, and that generates magic spells that you can use later in the game.
Excellent. And the mat that I see underneath, that was from the Kickstarter?
That was part of the Kickstarter, yes.
But if people buy the retail version, they're going to get this mat here?
Only at the show. This is only a convention exclusive, yeah.
Because the basic game then would have the stack of discs that you can play directly on the table.
The game has 40 dice, a bunch of discs that you see there stacked up, the player boards and the mana pool tracker at the top, and a bunch of meeples. And
these things here?
The tokens?
Yeah, this like the player, this also the player boards? Yes.
Those are the spell books that you actually generate the spells into.
Oh, I see.
So you play a meeple into it to indicate that you have generated that spell. You take the meeple out of that and then put it back into your supply when you've used that spell.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So how long does it take to play typically?
About 40 minutes.
Okay. And people that are interested in buying it, where would they be able to find it?
It should be available in retail in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Excellent. Thank you, Spencer, for telling us about the Towers of Arkhanos from IDW.
Yep.